All right, we're back from the break. During the break, we just had the little recording action going down, and there we were doing some talking about
drunker. Drunker.
We were doing some talking about some some music, and Via over here mentioned the Mars Volta,
right?
And kind of set me off because it reminds me of this guy. I was telling you guys, I was at this party.
The Mars Volta is one of my favorite bands.
Yes, I was in this party in Austin. I used to live there, and this guy was like fucking swearing up and down by the fucking Mars Volta. Like, he was obsessed with the Mars Volta.
Maybe he was a pervert.
He might have been. I don't know. Like,
the Fukazer was
something. The Fukazer.
The Fukazer.
Like, he was doing some air drums, man. I don't know what the fuck it was about, but like that was when he heard the Mars Volta. To him, like, I'm pretty sure he saw like meadows and sunshine and weird shit like that. Because I mean, this is how deep he was with the Mars Volta, man. Like,
was this guy on drugs?
Possibly.
Or spazzing
more than
out?
likely.
More than likely.
Possibly, more than likely. Yeah.
But that party itself was fucking good. That party was the first time I made out with an Asian chick. A deaf Asian chick.
Nice.
A deaf?
Okay, no.
A deaf Asian chick.
I think
cross that one off the list.
Wow.
And the only reason that worked is because I was working at Dell at the time, and there was a deaf guy who worked there with us, and he would always teach us a little bit of sign language at these like meetings we'd have in the morning. He'd always show us a little bit of something, and the most helpful thing he ever showed me was how to sign, like, how do you say this, and then you kind of just like with your finger write it out on the wall, and people would tell you, you know. So I was actually able to get pretty good in this conversation with this girl. And we were drinking, you know, and lo pichonía, like straight up, you know, lo pichonía.
But it seemed it seems like it'd be a lot easier to get to the point with the deaf girl, because you just kind of like thrust your hips in the air, like, and she'll get what you're saying, like, like. Or you do like the fake blowjob where you
like you
just put your hand in front of your mouth and you use your tongue to kind of like your cheek.
Yeah, you know. You know. No, you know.
I'm sure she'll know what that means.
I've been there, just not on the death, but I've been there with you, man. I'm on the same boat.
She was a little short Filipino girl. She was pretty hot, you know, but it was interesting, you know, because the whole conversation process, man, it's like, okay, there's an obstacle here. I need to fucking find a way to overcome it.
You were determined.
There was a big obstacle there, man.
Like, we basically don't even speak the same fucking language, you know, like,
yeah.
It's English, but a modified form of English, you know, where you gotta sign everything, and, you know, and it's just pretty good sport about it, you know.
That's nice.
Wow, how do you go about that?
I'm having flashbacks, man, of those Austin days, man. I think that was after you had come back to the Valley.
It reminds me of Joey, like, before. Doesn't even know what they're talking about. It's just like, Joey, you weren't even there. Like, oh, whatever. Like, whatever. I was like, I can imagine it.
You ever get those guys who, like, retell a story that you've told them, even though they weren't there? Like, and kind of make it seem like they were there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's their fucking story?
Yeah. I ran into a couple people like that.
And all of a sudden, like, they'll start telling it while you're there, but they forget, like, that's your story, and that you're there, and then you're like, what are you talking about? You weren't there. Like, and like, you burn them in front of everybody, and they're all like, oh, tu chato, like.
I had a friend that, you know, that we were talking to some girls, and this fucking guy started stealing my stories. In front of me, you know, and he was putting me in the position of
So like you would bring something up, and then he would be like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about, dude. Like I've been there."
No, it was more like for example, like oh, like I met Wayne Static. In his version, he met Wayne Static, and I was just kind of off to the side.
What the hell?
And you know, we were talking to some chicks, and you know, he was doing that, and I was just kind of like, "Hey, man, like those aren't my stories, bro. Like, like tell my stories proper, you know, like
who was where, you know? Like, I know you'll always say it because I mean, when you met Chino George, you kind of like fondled him, you know, or was it you? Was it Edgar?
Oh, Edgar.
Oh,
that was you, Edgar?
Yeah, I touched the shit out of Chino.
Fucking like you grabbed his chest, man, like.
Where was that?
That was a beautiful, at the Process show.
That was the Process show. I touched the shit out of him a few times.
That's when I violated him. It's like, get over here.
No, dude, and that's another. Another good story is that I got I was pretty fucked up at the after show, and I was way up in the front, dude. And like I wanted to get up stage, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna get up stage, and I'm gonna say what's up to Chino. But this girl wasn't having it, dude, and she pushed me back. And when she pushed me back, she pushed me into like this tranny. And like the tranny was like, oh no, not in my house. And like I was scared for my life because like I was like, I don't know, like
he's still a man.
Well, yeah, that's why. Like how do I go about this? Do I treat her like
kick to the nuts?
You know, like
what if this tranny knew kung fu or something?
I know exactly, dude. Like she's a dude,
even
straight
if she
up.
knows kung fu. Kick to the nuts always works.
So I was being pushed around by a chick and a tranny, dude, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. I know I'm drunk, but I was gonna go on stage, man.
No, but you were already kind of
you were already aggravated by that point.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were in the because somebody had stolen your shirt.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
It was probably another girl that stole your shirt.
You're probably right.
You know what's funny is that I was thinking about this the other day about how that happened. You know.
Yeah.
And I remember that after the first concert, and then they had the DJ set afterwards.
Yeah.
You were really angry about someone supposedly stealing your shirt.
Yeah.
I still believe that you just dropped it.
No, dude. I know what I fucking felt. Somebody yanked it out of my fucking hands. Whether it was a guy or a girl, I don't know.
Someone that yanked it out of your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Cause
that's not possible, dude.
What do you mean?
You should have grabbed it.
Wouldn't you just hold on to it?
Like
but
that.
Even then,
no. But
even
that's
then,
the
if
thing,
someone
hold
up. Even then, if someone yanked it out of your hand, you would have seen who yanked it out of your hand.
No, the lights were still off.
But it's not pitch dark in there.
It was pretty dark, and then there's a bunch of people around you. Like in every angle, there's people here. And okay, watch. I was standing up in the crowd, boom, stage. Somebody yanked it out from the side, so that's the thing. Like there was like.
That's why you had it on your shoulder. You didn't have it in your hand.
I had it in my hand.
Slung over your shoulder.
No, it was in my hand, and somebody yanked it out of my hand, and that's the thing. Like
but how were your hands? Whoever yanked it would have been inches away from you. You would have seen.
I know what you guys are saying, and you guys are thinking like this was too fucked up or something. But no, dude. Like I know what I. At that point, yes, I was drunk. I'm not gonna lie, but somebody yanked the fucking shirt out of my hand, and this is what I did. It got yanked from this side, so what I did was. I immediately looked to that side, like, okay, maybe I'll catch him, and I'll be like, give me my fucking shirt back. I would have done that.
Like, that's not nice.
I'm not an aggressive guy, but I would do that. I'd be like, dude, give me my fucking shirt back.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, I swear to whatever you guys are thinking, I don't know what you guys are thinking that I saw who it was and I just didn't give a fuck. But I swear to God, I swear to God,
what I'm thinking.
I swear that
We're thinking that it's not possible.
No, it is. It is.
We honestly thought you just dropped it.
No,
and you were just like somebody fucking jacked me.
But here's the thing: even if someone did jack it, you would have seen who did it.
Exactly.
Was that
so you did see who did it?
No, I did. That's the thing. I agree with you. If somebody were to yank a shirt out of your hand right here, you would have known who it was, right? That's what's going through your mind right now.
So you're telling me that it was a ninja?
It must have been because, dude, when that shirt got yanked, that's the first thing I did. I looked to the direction it was being yanked from, and I swear I couldn't make anything out. Okay, now was it me being drunk? Maybe it was that I was drunk. I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no, but it could have been. But I looked in the direction it was being yanked, and I swear I didn't see nothing, dude, because everybody was walking away at the same time.
So you dropped it?
No, I didn't, dude.
You're not getting off this, right?
Yeah.
No, because here's the. You know why I'm saying that I was thinking about it, Rick? Was because afterwards I was trying to help you out through this difficult time.
What a friend.
Right? Yeah, but you weren't having any of it, right?
I wasn't, dude. I was mad.
The whole drive home, you were fucking
and that
pissed.
Was a cool shirt. Not only
no, but you see, that's what interested me was that regardless of me trying to tell you, and I told you all this shit about how it really didn't matter, but like, how did you feel? Like me telling you that it didn't matter. Like, were you just kind of like not even like listening to me, or like were you not even paying attention to it? Because I was telling you it's just a fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Right. So, but what interests me is that you, like, how you were feeling when I was telling you that it was just a shirt and that, like, we still had another hour and a half of show to go.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to know how you felt at that point.
Well, see, okay, once you said those words, like, I was listening to you, and you were making sense, but at the same time, it was like, I was still so mad about it.
Hopping mad.
Yeah, because it had just happened. So it's like this, like, when something
But that's
to
what
you,
interests me.
yeah, no, okay, well, let me tell you, like, when something like that happens, that you're so mad, and it just happened, that you're so worked up about it, and then you have somebody coming to you from the outside telling you, okay, don't fucking worry about it, this and this. Like, that's the thing, like, I agreed with what you said, and I believed you, but at the same time, I was still so worked up about it that, like, it was kind of both feelings at the same time. Like, I knew what you meant, but at the same time, I was still mad.
You just didn't
That's-
give,
that's
you
the
didn't give a
thing.
fuck.
Was this a shirt that you bought, or was it you got from like thrown in the
No,
crowd?
I bought it.
Oh,
Okay.
it was a
Yeah,
photo
yeah, I'd have been pissed off too, man. You know, those shirts
so
were like
it
30
was
bucks.
like I was pissed off, but at the same time, I knew what he meant, and I knew what he was trying to say.
You punched the wall a few times.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I don't know. I don't remember. I was fucked up.
Admittedly.
Yeah, but I took both sides. I took how
think
I
you
felt.
even took a few punches at me, bro.
Yeah,
He did
I
actually.
I did.
And I was just like, oh, este vato. Because I was kind of like, I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I was in a good mood, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, this fucking guy, you know, lost his shirt.
Yeah, and
And he ain't killing my vibe, bro. Like, I didn't lose his shirt, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I was like, I gotta make this guy feel better. But, like I said, what interests me is, you know, about how you felt when I was telling you,
Okay.
like, how to, like,
Okay.
just
Well,
just
I mean,
ignore it. You
think
know
about
what I mean?
it. Think about it like this: when you're in a pissed off state, nothing can make you feel better.
That's not true. Well, I mean,
Well,
it's true to
me,
you.
yeah, to me, like if I'm in a pissed off mood and somebody tries to make it better, like to me that doesn't
But that doesn't- but-
make me feel better.
But
because,
it means you're not closer to reality.
well, yeah, I know exactly
Because-
what you mean.
Because it means you're not closer
Yeah.
to
Because
at the
somebody
end,
would let that
if you
go.
could but that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, why is it that you can't just let it go immediately? You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, the shirt doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because you know.
Well,
Grudges
okay,
give you
okay.
wrinkles.
First of all, in that
Exactly.
at that time, like my state of mind wasn't fucking. I was drunk. Okay,
so
like
it has to do.
I wanted my shirt, dude. I wanted my fucking shirt that I paid
But
cash.
you know that you can never get it back.
Somebody right now is fucking wearing that shirt, and they're saying I fucking jacked this
Yeah.
shirt from some fucking bitch. And that bitch is me. Okay, that bitch is me. And right now you're telling me that I don't know it was a fucking alien that took my shirt. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say right now. You know, like that. That's what I'm trying to say. That to you, it's a fucking like you had to know who took your shirt, and I don't.
No,
You know what I mean?
No,
And
I'm
I
not saying
don't.
that- No, I'm not saying that you have to know who took your
I
shirt.
swear to God
I'm
that I
saying
don't know.
I'm saying that afterwards, once your shirt was already taken, like, I was trying to tell you, like, doesn't matter, it's just a shirt. But you still were angry.
Yeah,
He was trying to de-escalate it, basically.
Yeah.
It just happened. It was fresh. It was a fresh
But that's what I'm
incident.
saying. Why did you feel like realizing that it's just a shirt? Why
Yeah.
is it that you can't just
Because
forget
I,
it right
No,
there and then?
because I wanted that shirt.
Yes, and you should know this.
Yes, but even then,
No,
still,
George.
no amount of wanting it.
No matter
will-
what I say, you'll keep saying no matter what.
Yes, George, but you should know this because remember, you told us in the last podcast about your story. You wanted to kick that guy's ass,
dude. Exactly.
even though you had sat down already and were kind of letting it go.
Exactly.
Well,
You
Why
still
couldn't
wanted
you
it.
let that go?
He left. You still wanted to go follow
Well,
him
no,
and kick his ass. Like
exactly.
it was still. You were just stewing about
Yes.
it.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
well, that's what I want to know.
Well,
Is it-
why
is
did you
it that-
rage over that? Why did you rage over that thought
But
that
I
he was
didn't rage.
standing in
I
front
didn't
of you?
rage it as it so long as you did.
I did.
Like, I realized.
You raged about it till the end of the show when you made that guy like look down
Well,
in
he-
submission.
Well, yeah, because he was at the back of my head, but
Why was he in the back of your head?
because I put him back there. Because at that point, I was like, it's time to enjoy the show because I can't have him there in the front the whole fucking time. And what I mean in the front is at the front of my head. So a song passed, and he didn't exist to me anymore at that point. You know what I mean? Like all that fuzziness and all that craziness, I had to think to myself like, okay, that's it, and I just shut it off right there. Yeah, like to this day, you can't. It's like we were saying, you can't take away things that have happened. You know what I mean? They're always gonna be there. You know. So it's like at that moment, but the thing is that like you wouldn't give up on it, and I was just like, so basically, what happened to you was like something fucked up, and it's gonna ruin the rest of the show. Which you did kind of put it away, and then you did enjoy the rest of the show, right?
Yeah. But I
Well,
would
no,
agree
but my
with
question
you. I
was
will
like,
agree with you.
see,
like,
but at the same time, it's not the same thing. See, because nobody stopped me from thinking that way.
Mhm.
I had to stop myself.
And he had to
Had,
stop,
had
and he
I
had to
not
stop
stopped,
me.
had I
well,
not,
I mean, I stopped myself too. It was a while later, but I at the end I still stopped. You know.
yeah.
You know,
But
it took me longer than you. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say
but
no.
I had to help you, Wayne.
took
I
you-
mean, had I not helped you, would you think you would have eventually stopped?
Yeah, I think I would.
think
Maybe
so?
it would have taken me longer, but it would have.
Well, that's what I was
would've
trying
stopped.
to do. Like,
Yeah, and it did help. I'm not saying it didn't, but either way, I would have stopped. And yes, it would
well,
have
yeah,
been
'cause, I
longer.
mean,
It would have been
heals-
longer
time
than.
heals all
Yeah,
wounds.
you know.
Like,
But-
because if not, they
but-
give you wrinkles.
When you
Yeah.
told me that, it was still. It had just happened, dude. It was like fresh. Everything. You know, I was mad, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I don't
You know what's
what
funny?
else
When
to
you talk
say.
about that, it reminds me of the time the four of us went to Deftones, and that guy wanted us to murder him at the end of the show.
Oh,
That's right. When we were getting in the car.
Yes, we were leaving,
Right?
and that
Yeah.
guy
And he's like,
steps
run
in
me
the car.
over.
He's like, "Mata man,
Yeah,
yeah. I was like, oh.
And his friends are literally
Yeah.
15 feet away,
Yeah.
laughing their asses off, and their
Yeah.
friend is asking complete strangers to kill him. And what'd you say? Like, no. No, at first you said yes. You said yes at first. He's like, "Don't make one of the carro," you know, like, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, that means run me over with the car, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you know what? The guy behind me will kill you. Like,
Yeah.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Like, the back is ready. But no, yeah, I know, man. And I think the only reason I went along with that was because I thought of it as like a fucking joke. Like, okay, I'll fucking do it. But I mean, I wasn't really gonna
yeah,
fucking.
dude, that guy was wasted though, man.
Yeah.
Like hardcore.
I was just having
wasted.
fun with that. Like when it
No, I
comes
don't
to
think
that.
he wanted to die either.
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he
I
was-
don't either. I was just going.
I don't know, man. The look in his face, like the way he said it, like there's some passion there, man. Like,
Well, I mean, he had just seen Deftones. I
Maybe
mean,
he
can
filled-
die now.
maybe he fulfilled.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like,
he was just hammered, man. No, what
I
was
don't
really
know,
funny about
'cause-
that too is you guys remember that guy who was like directing traffic, and then like trying to let some girls go, and some guy cut him off. He started getting in, like a big fight, like out in the parking lot. There was a dude out there when we were leaving. He was trying to direct the traffic for the cars. Like he was the unofficial, like traffic Nazi. Fucking trying to direct traffic and let all these hot girls go, and then some guy's like, no, fuck you, and like cut off the chicks. And he started trying to get in some like big fight with him. It's like, dude, come on, you weren't gonna get into that pussy anyway. Like, fuck, you know.
he's trying to be the nice guy.
Yeah, like what are you making such a big fucking deal for, you know?
I don't remember that. I must have been already pretty hammered then.
Oh, we were all hammered at that show. Despite it was like $6 a fucking beer, but still.
That was a good show, though.
I remember not being able to control myself when Chino came out on stage.
Yeah.
Edgar too.
I felt him up.
Not at that show.
Not at
that was
show,
at Crosses.
I
but
touched his hand in the Crosses show.
But I mean, I at least get to say, you know, like,
I felt it.
Chino, you ever listen to this? It was me. I felt you up.
I raped you. I raped you.
I
You
had
know
my
what?
way.
You seemed okay with it.
Okay, but
There was a second, you know, right before, you know, he walked off stage that I, you know, felt him for the last time, and mine and his eyes locked, and he looked scared, but also kind of like he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
He
there's
liked-
that.
Sacasme tuyo.
wow.
This is getting gay. This is getting gay.
What do you got there, Rick?
I got
Describe to the audience.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Is that what they call him?
Nah, that's not original, bro.
No, that's not. But I don't know. I don't have any original fucking.
Thought trying, man.
Yeah.
Call her.
Just call her a
Lucille.
seal, man.
Fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or what?
Nah,
BB King, man.
Lucille's BB King's guitar.
All his guitars are named Lucy.
Did you ever name your guitar?
No, I never did.
Didn't you call it Dementia or something like
I
that?
did. That was it. The V, Dementia. There we go. You're right. My Randy Rhodes is named Dementia. It means insanity. I don't know. I don't know, man. We were just fucking weird back in the day. Like, I'm not to say we're not weird now, but I mean, especially when you went and you stayed with me for like a month in Austin, man. I don't know. That was some weird fucking shit. Like, I remember literally going to work in the morning.
It was a month that you stayed there.
Yeah, a bit more.
About a month, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It seemed like
It was a month, a little bit.
Long-ass time.
It was a month.
Time went slower back
It was about a month and a half, man. Actually,
That's true.
I just remember like going to work in the morning and you'd be drinking. I'd get home from work and you would still be fucking drinking.
It was like, I'd just be there watching Jerry Springer all fucking
That, and then like you would get in fights with the guys at the Valero down the street, like 'cause they wouldn't sell you cigarettes. 'Cause you didn't have like you had the paper ID, you know, 'cause you had gotten your ID out.
You got it in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Your ID?
Yeah, you got your ID, his ID, and he came back in a pissed off mood, and I had to go buy cigarettes for him, and he even got like the manager's name and everything. It was so funny. He came back.
Corporate December.
I was
Yeah.
offended, dude.
Yes, but one of my more fond memories was when we'd piss off my neighbor. So we'd be playing that NBA
yeah.
game, like NBA Street or whatever,
Oh yeah.
making all kinds of fucking noise. And the guy actually came downstairs one time. He was like, "Guys, you know, I know you're having fun here, but you know, I gotta work in the morning." And then I just like slammed the door in his face.
It's like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. Slam the fucking door.
Like, I don't know why we would be arguing about that fucking game, man. Like some stupid ass shit, and then
It was a lot of passion, man.
yeah. And
And
then,
I think it was just a demo. It wasn't, it wasn't,
yeah, the demo.
it wasn't even the full game.
Like, and then like
Why, like, you guys would have a full blast or what?
we'd be fucking arguing with each other. Like, oh
yeah.
And we turn up the guitars, or we turn up.
Yeah, like
turn
in the
up-
middle of the night, we'd fucking pull out the guitars and fucking start jamming out, recording shit, man. Like, fucking neighbor would be stomping on the fucking floor and shit, you know. Like,
Fuck, man.
he's like, "What the hell are these guys up to?" We were jamming out to like a lot of Metallica back then, and
Too much metal for him.
I don't know, too much fucking metal, man.
I,
And then,
I still jam to Metallica every day.
and then fucking what's it called? We went to that fucking crazy Halloween party, like the wedding
That
on
filled
Halloween.
with God.
And then what was that guy you were saying? What he looked like? Was it Billy Idol? He was playing Billy Idol.
Oh
when we got
yeah, he
there.
was playing some Billy Idol songs, and he was sweating like a motherfucker.
People, fucking crazy drunk people trying to swing across this creek on a rope and then like falling into the creek,
Yeah.
and then everybody making fun of them afterwards.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good time, man.
Yeah.
Of course, you were still a minor at the time, but
I remember at the show, somebody spanked my ass. Somebody,
What the
somebody
fuck?
got and they didn't just spank it. They got a good feel of the cheek.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, like, they fucking, like...
I kind of knew how the feminists feel. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Yeah, like,
I-
you felt like, oh...
I felt like I was just an object.
Yeah.
You know? I was like-
You felt used?
yeah, I was just an object, dude. Like,
I can attest to that because that shit actually happened to me in Mexico, man. And after that, I've never really been like overly touchy-feely with girls that like I'm not really familiar with, you know.
You've never been the same since.
Never been the same since. Like I know kind of what they're going through when they like get groped, you know, because we were out partying in Mexico with the Gans, you know, and his girlfriend and her friend Omar, who was homosexual, and as we left, she left with her sister
better
and
not
their other
offend
friend.
Anybody.
No, she left with her friend and her sister, right? And Omar was driving us back. But he didn't want to go home right away. He wanted to go to the Alaskan, and it was a gay night. And he's like, "Come on, guys! I went with you guys fucking everywhere. Just go in here with me for like a fucking hour."
So you jumped to the opportunity.
No, we're like, after much protest, we're like, "Fine, we'll go with you for like a
How
fucking
long
hour."
was the protest?
It was a pretty good while. Like, you know,
Like
and-
5 minutes.
yeah, a good 5 minutes. So he's like, "Don't worry, there's straight girls here. Just point to me." He actually told us, "Point out to me which girls you're thinking about going and talking to, and I'll tell you if it's a chick or a guy." So, but that wasn't the point of the story, because we're talking about getting groped here. Anyways, we're leaving. The guy says to me, "Hey, get Omar, let's go already." It's like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. So I said, "Alright," I go, and he's fucking like making out with the mayor of fucking Reynosa's son and shit. "Hey, Omar, we gotta fucking go, man." He's like, "Alright," so he starts walking through the crowd, and I'm following behind him. And all of a sudden, I just fucking feel something, man. Like someone just fucking grabs a hold of it, you know, grabs a hold of my ass from behind, you know. I'm walking, I turn around, it's some fucking big dude, man. Like fucking, like 6 foot fucking 3 dude. And he looks like he's like
Thor.
He looks over his shoulder and raises his
Viking.
glass. He raises his glass and does like the nod up, you know, like what's going on.
What's up?
I turned around, fucking walked out of there, and I got home, and I fucking did like the Ace Ventura, man. I got in the fucking shower and like cried for a little while.
You purified yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
purified. But that wasn't the only time it happened. It actually happened to me.
How did you feel at that time, though?
Violated?
When you felt that? When you
Straight up, like dude, some dude,
so you felt
some dude
was it
just
a-
fucking grabbed my ass, man.
was
Like,
it a spank or was it a
no, it was a fucking. He
a
got
grab?
fucking handful of fucking cheek,
Cheek?
man. Like,
Oh my
and
God.
it's just like I was walking, and he kind of like reached behind him, you know, like this.
So he liked what he saw. But
Yeah,
did
he
you
was
feel
like-
flattered in a way?
No. I'll tell you, the time I did feel flattered, man. We're in Austin. We're at this bar called 419, and no, it's 219 West. There we go. And I was standing there, and these chicks are walking by, right? And one of them was really hot, and I was checking her out. and I guess her friend who was walking behind her saw me checking her friend out, and she was with her dude, man. And she's walking by and just fucking grabs a handful of fucking cock right there, man. Just fucking, she just goes nonchalant, like doesn't stop. Just as she's walking by, just fucking grabs it.
What do we have here?
Yeah, just grabs it and completely walks by me. Doesn't even look at me. He just fucking grabs it and is like, she's like, thank you very much for that, sir. Just fucking walks right by me.
There was no need.
I was like, that time, yeah, I was flattered. Some fucking hot
Goddamn.
girl just came by and fucking grabbed me by the fucking balls and I was like, all right, you know.
Crazy, dude.
She was with her dude, and I didn't feel like fucking fighting and probably getting my ass kicked that night. So, you know.
Well, why would you even fight to that? That's fucking like, go ahead. Like, no, you
Like,
don't.
I deserve that.
Yeah, like, don't. Why would you fight to that, dude? Like,
So then
no.
you have no sympathy for hot girls getting grabbed on then.
Oh, I do because I got grabbed by a dude, man. I know what it feels like to get grabbed by a fucking
No, but
dude,
what
man.
about someone,
Is it-
something that you want?
It's different because I'm a guy, man. I don't really get offended by those kind of things if it's a chick, you know. You know, whereas girls, they're not like that. You know, they don't appreciate guys going and fucking grabbing them. Well, some girls actually, you know, they'll say, oh, you know, I don't like it, you know, but in the back of their minds, like, oh, okay, that was pretty cool, you know. But you know, on the outside, they would never admit it, you know. But still, I said because of that incident in Mexico, I've never really been touchy feely with chicks. I'm not like familiar with, you know, like really familiar with.
Or
You know.
guys.
I've had similar situations like that. I mean, the most recent one, which I mean, it's kind of weird because it was kind of nothing, but it still felt weird and it felt real. Was I had gone to the strip club, and I had a few too many drinks. I got home, and you know I walked around I went to go get George, and we came outside and we had a cigarette, and you know I was walking around the corner, and you know I felt something grab my cock. But you know what happened was it was nobody grabbing my cock. I was scared that it was a man around the corner trying to grab my cock. But
Like some pervert hiding in the shadows.
yeah, but all it was the
Like
was
what
the
we have here.
yeah, you know. But all it was the mop handle, and
Yeah.
but but you know it still felt very real, and I've never been the same since.
Like, it changed.
Yeah.
How about you, V? Have you ever been groped?
No, I mean, not yet. But, you know,
Still hoping.
I want to be violated.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, after that happened, I can kind of not really I won't say sympathize with them, but it's more like empathy, you know, like put myself in their shoes, like what it's like when guys like just go up and try to grab on them and stuff, you know, like that.
But you
So,
liked it.
when it was the chick, but I said I'm a guy, it's different. I don't mind when it's a hot chick doing it to me, you know. A girl would probably
So
mind
then
no
I
matter
would-
what guy was fucking doing it to them, you know.
No. If it was Brad Pitt doing it, she wouldn't mind.
But I'm not Brad Pitt, man. Like,
Hell yeah.
I've been told
without saying.
I've been told that. I mean, everyone tells me I look like fucking Vince Vaughn. Like
Yeah, but no
Mexican
girl
kid.
wants to give.
Exactly.
Fucking
Groped by Vince Vaughn. Nobody. So I mean, I can empathize with them on that one. You know,
Well, that's not true. I'm sure there's a few girls that want to get
groped by Vince Vaughn.
groped by Vince.
But not a Vince Vaughn lookalike. That's
Well, I'm not saying that you're I'm not saying you're like, bitch, I'm Vince Vaughn, bitch. You start groping bitches like, I'm Vince Vaughn, bitch.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, enjoy it. Wedding crashes, bitch. Wedding crashes, bitch.
like, you remember that?
I was in that movie.
You remember that? You can remember
Yeah.
this.
I don't know. It was a weird experience.
Like, you're
I was
a
messed up
bitch.
about it for a while.
Yeah.
You know, I actually, you know, it's weird because I had a conversation with some random stranger the other day
You're
about.
going to say Vince Vaughn.
Oh no, but it was about Jason, and it was I had this conversation with some random stranger that I met on the street.
About me.
Not directly about you,
Okay.
but you know, he started telling me that I looked like Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
And I was just like, bro, I don't see it.
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum, I don't
Don't
see
look
it.
anything
That's
like
the
Jeff
guy
Goldblum.
from,
Exactly.
Independence
the,
Day, man.
The Fly,
Independence Day, yeah.
Jurassic Park, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, this guy's fucking, you know, adamant that, dude, you look like Jeff Goldblum, and I was like, man, I'm fucking like half that guy's size, you know, like.
That's not the guy from Curb?
No.
You're thinking about this too hard. Let's continue with the story.
And
The weeds having an affair.
The weed.
Like you're in processing. Like Right now, there should be a sign in your head that says processing.
You know, but this guy was, really adamant, like, oh no, dude, you look like Jeff Goldblum, you're like a complete lookalike, and I'm adamant, like, dude, I look nothing like this guy. I was like, you want to see a fucking guy that looks like fucking Vince Vaughn? I will show you. And so I showed him a picture of you, and sure enough, he dropped the whole thing on me, and he was like, you know what, that guy looks like fucking Vince Vaughn. You know?
Would you put it on my Facebook or something?
Yeah, I did actually. I was like, you want to obsess over somebody looking like somebody else? Here's, someone that looks like someone else.
And I get that all the fucking time. They're like, dude, you know who you look like? I'm like, Vince Vaughn. They're like, yes. I'm like, dude, everybody fucking tells me that I look like fucking Vince Vaughn.
Maybe
I'm like, he's like 6'5", man. I'm like, what, 5'10"? Like.
Maybe you should try and sign up to be his stunt double or something.
Something, man. I don't know.
I mean.
I thought you were gonna say that when you showed him the picture of Jason. I thought you were gonna say that the guy said that guy looks like James Goldblum too. Like, so in that guy's mind, everybody looks like James Goldblum.
Yeah, like he's obsessed with James Goldblum,
So it's more of a issue with him, a personal thing. It's like he's just like, oh no, you want to see someone who looks like somebody? You show him a picture of you. It's like, oh, yeah, you guy looks like James Goldblum too. Like,
what compels strangers to tell you that you look like someone? Like that never crosses my mind to go up to someone and be like, hey man, you look like this fucking guy, dude. Like, give a shit, like.
It's the same thing when I get like complimented on a shirt, because I don't go around telling people like, hey, cool shirt. Because I don't know, I feel like that's fucking weird,
I've never told that to anybody.
Exactly, because I don't know.
I've said that.
I feel weird about it, and I feel kind of weird when people are like, I'm walking down the street and they're like they stop me and they're like, hey bro, that's a cool shirt, and I'm just like, thank you, complete stranger, for stopping me.
Yeah,
right.
there is one exception. It was when we were in Champaign, Illinois, at the mall, and you were wearing your Through the Eyes of Our Creator shirt, your band shirt.
Oh yeah.
And that guy. You told him you were the front man for the band, and he asked you for his autograph. You were flattered that time.
Oh, well, yeah. Like, the guy asked me for a fucking autograph, Like, I wasn't flattered, but I was just like...
No. You were glowing.
Like, I was like, oh, this guy fucking knows... This guy knows who I am. Obviously, I fucking knew that he was full of shit and he didn't know who I was. But I gave him my autograph anyways.
Yeah. For those of you listening, we're amateur musicians, so... Odds are you've probably never heard most of our stuff.
Very amateur.
Very amateur. So, but we will put some links in the podcast, so that way you can check out some of the stuff and
subscribe
and tell us how much we blow and stuff
doubt.
like that.
So I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of shit like you blow.
Haters are gonna hate, bro.
Hey, well, yeah, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and there's nothing to it but to do it.
What could you ever say about the hate?
No, just ignore it, man. Like, because you know what? I doubt many of these people have as much fun doing what we do. Where it's making music, making podcasts. Like, we don't really give a shit what people are gonna say. Like I said, for us, this is shits and giggles. Yeah. And we're just here to have a good time and to share our experiences with everybody. Who is willing to listen.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of haters online, man. It almost feels like you have to hate, you know what I mean?
Well, there's more, of course.
Like
There's so many haters
hate
on.
Back.
Yeah. There's so many haters, man, because people have found comfort behind their fucking keyboards. Because they're never. I doubt they would ever say that shit right to your face, man. Like
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, like I doubt they would ever come up to you and tell you right to your face, like, you blow, or something like this. You'd probably punch them right in the fucking face, like, or they'd probably think you might punch them right in the face.
Yeah.
I tried to understand them.
Like.
I have some music on YouTube, and I've been commented on some of my shit before, like, hey bro, you fucking suck dick, and I'm just like, thank you, valued listener, like for those encouraging words.
You know who my favorite haters are? The ones on Call of Duty, man. Those guys are the fucking...
Most of them are like 12, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the fucking best though.
Fuck them.
I got into if I've played Call of Duty with you before, Edgar. Like, very rarely I don't say much. Like I'm very, more of the quiet type online. But I did get into a fucking heated argument with this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, come on down, man." I'm like, "Dude, I'll go kick your ass." Like, he gave me his address. I'm like, you know what? I'm on my way to Illinois, and I'm gonna pass right by your fucking where you live, man. Like in Arkansas. I'm like, I will fucking see you in like a week and a half. I'm gonna fucking knock on your fucking door and punch you right in the fucking face. And he got really quiet after that. He's like, I actually have to go that way in a week. And he didn't know what the fuck to say after that, But those guys, Yeah, they're all like little kids. And one time we actually heard a kid get yelled at by his dad online because he was talking so much crap to all of us. And all of a sudden his dad comes in and he's like, hey, what's going on in here? Starts getting told off by his dad. And I felt it was funny, but I also felt kind of bad for the kid because he's getting told off by his dad. And in his ear, all he hears is everybody in the fucking room, the lobby, fucking just laughing their asses and like talking shit to him, you know, while he's getting yelled at by his dad, you know.
But you know what I think is worse than the haters on like Call of Duty is, and not just Call of Duty, but like the gaming community is, for example, like I play games, you know, with my ex-girlfriend online, and these fucking guys, you know, they have no fucking, you know, they're fucking, I don't know how many miles away. But they hear a female's voice and they're like, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl.
Yeah.
You know,
Like straight up.
Yeah, like, and you know, like, it was so funny because we were playing and you know, and this guy was like, hey girl. So I was like, what's going on, bro? And then he was like, you ain't a girl. And I was like, well, no shit, bro. Like, I was like, I'm pretty fucking bearded, you know. And I was like, what do you got to say, man? I was like. And he was just like, nah, man, hey, girl, you know? Like,
It's like, wow, you can hit that anyway?
Yeah, like, you know, what do you get from it, you know, by...
What's that new craze that's on that? I forgot what the fuck it's called, but, like, people who stream and shit like that, you know?
Oh, yeah,
Like, they'll find out your address and shit, and they'll call in, like, a fake, like hostage situation at your house, and the SWAT team will bust down their fucking door, and they'll see you get taken down on their webcam. You know?
God damn.
I was like, God damn. And one kid actually, you know, I don't know if anybody's actually got busted. There was a fake story about that online. You know, a lot of people fell for it, including me. You know, but some kid who got like sentenced to like hardcore jail time to that. You know, but it is. I mean, they're breaking the fucking. They're calling it a fucking fake threat. You know, like just wasting resources.
You know, it's funny when you talk about like, like how a bunch of people believe shit that's online. The day I was at work, there was some fucking dude watching like a video. He was Asian, yeah. He was Asian. So there was a fucking Asian guy, and he was watching a video about like some fucking rescued plane or some shit like that. And I'm like, what are you watching, bro? He's like, check out this video, bro. And he was like, oh, they rescued this plane, and it was like there was like some fucking plane that was going down, and there was like helicopters and fucking SWAT and shit, and they had like, well, anyways, I saw the video that he was watching. So obviously a goddamn fucking produced video, like obviously, like it. I mean, the fucking footage looked like it was filmed during Speed or something. You know what I mean?
Did it star Nicolas Cage?
It looked like it had like Nicolas Cage in it, and he was watching it, and I go, I knew it was fake, and I go, is this real? He's like, yeah, it's real, bro, it's real. I'm like, dude, like in my head, I'm like, dude, that's fucking fake, bro. It's fucking, not everything on the goddamn internet is real. And he was like, yeah, this happened. And I'm like, dude, it's fucking fake, dude. Like, it was fucking fake, dude. You could tell like somebody directed it or something, you know? Like the fucking footage looked like it was a Michael Bay movie, dude. Like those explosions and shit. And, like
it had credits at the end.
Yeah, it had credits and the guy was like, nah, this shit's real. I'm like, dude, not everything you fucking click on is fucking real, dude.
But I used to have a lot of fun with that, man. With the Onion, how I would like to go to the Onion and read some of those stupid stories they have on there.
Yeah.
I would love to share them on Facebook and see people's reactions. My favorite one was when I posted how like Kim Jong-un convinced people of North Korea that he was the first man to walk on the moon. And
What the fuck?
people were like, "This is so stupid," and why would he do that? And, you know, it's like, dude, it's fake. And like, why would you believe that? You know, like.
You just pick up the audio like that, or you have to have it turned upside down?
I don't pick it up like that.
Oh, okay. Is it better if it's upside down?
It doesn't really matter, man. It doesn't affect the mic. When you're drunk. When you start asking me those kind of questions.
Not nearly as drunk as
You're not even on the same planet as us right now. Neither is VX. I mean, he's all quiet now from the weed.
Yes, sir.
Well, now that you're stoned,
You need it.
we need to interrogate him.
I know, because I mean, remember I introduced you as a philosopher too, man. So like,
Damn.
Astronomer.
and a philosopher,
Yeah.
And a witch doctor.
and a witch doctor.
God damn.
And this is like this is when you need to become like a philosophizer.
So what are your feelings on the stars, Vita?
They're awesome, dude.
Nice. You heard it here first.
The stars are nice.
Awesome.
Or awesome, actually, yes. Very awesome. Like, what kind of thrill do you get by looking at them through your telescope?
It's just crazy, dude. Like,
Is it kind of perverted?
yeah.
The Fukazer.
The Foucault.
The Foucazer.
Perversion.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the stars. What is it about looking into the cosmos that really excites you, or that, you know, makes you feel a certain way? Like, what is it?
I think it's just the whole, like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
But it's like, fuck, what's like, it's like reality. Like, the only reason we're here is because of something that's happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that, like, what that, the definition of what has happened is like everything outside of just this planet, which is Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the reality is everything. It's like the universe and everything. And it's
The
like,
reality is everything.
You heard it here first, folks.
The reality is everything,
straight up.
and it's like the universe.
Okay, let's ask Edgar some questions here. Edgar, why do you enjoy fighting random people?
You know, I feel you truly don't know a person until you fight them.
We've talked about this before. I remember we've said you're really not friends with somebody until you fought them.
Yeah, I think it's true. You know, one of my best friends, you know, I don't know, the guy didn't like me, and you know, I was never shy from a fight, and you know, we fought, then we became friends. You know, like became pretty good friends. It's, I don't know, I guess it's, you know, perverted.
Fukazer.
Care, man. Care.
Perverted.
You're stuck on this Foucazer, man.
Perverted.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you know, it's like, it's kind of, you know, it's like Fight Club, you know, you don't really know something's beautiful
Yeah, I know
until
exactly what you mean.
until you destroy it, you know?
Yes, and you and your
I've
brother
always-
here,
I've
George,
always-
actually fight quite a lot.
I've always
from what
felt,
heard.
I've always felt that in order to truly understand something, you have to destroy it, you know. So, and with that philosophy is that you have to live somewhat of a reckless life. You have to question everything, destroy everything that you know. You know, you have to destroy the stars. You have to destroy the fighting. Everything has to be destroyed. Question everything to get closer to reality. In order to truly to understand something. What did I say? In order to truly understand something. In order to truly understand something. In order to understand. In
Hold
order.
on, we need to
Hold on, man.
No.
I get it.
we need to flip the switch on your breaker right now, and you need to fucking reboot because you're like
In order-
you're trying to start in the middle of a sentence and then go back to the beginning of it. Like you refrying the beans before they're fried, man.
What up? Because in order to truly fuck it.
Okay.
In order to truly understand something, you have to destroy it first, right? You have to take it apart. So you have to take everything apart, everything that you know. You have to question everything, destroy it. It's not real, and that's the only way you can ever truly get to understanding something.
You know, and that goes, you know, for a famous saying that goes, live like you're gonna die tomorrow, learn like you're gonna live forever. And that was by my main man, Max Cavalera, So Fly. Whoop whoop!
Where you at?
Where you at?
Now, I mean, that's the philosophy I live by. In order to, here we go again. You know, in order to truly understand something, you have to destroy it first.
I like
What philosophy do you yourself go by?
I like the Enrique Iglesias
Okay.
philosophy, which is I drink diet soda today so I can have regular cake tomorrow.
gayest thing I've ever heard. Gayest thing I've ever heard.
No, because you don't know if you're gonna die tomorrow. Why the fuck am I gonna just go on this fucking diet and start eating salads and all kinds of crazy, stupid shit? I'm gonna enjoy myself, you know? If I
Yeah,
want-
but you could. There's a better way of saying that. I mean, it's not like I'm
it-
drinking Diet Coke.
It was a yolk.
A yolk.
A yolk.
The egg.
I'm being really Mexican when I'm saying that.
Oh, yolk. What philosophy do you go by, Ria?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
No, you know my philosophy. I told it to you yesterday. Now is the only thing that's real.
And now is the only thing that's real.
Now is the only thing that's real. Some fucking heavy words for you right there.
I'll go with that. Because now is the only thing that's real. Even.
And when will then be now?
Yeah. Tomorrow will be now. But you gotta have something, man. I mean, what do you
Subscribe to.
what is best in life, you know? Fleet horse?
The
eagle,
wind,
eagle?
the
Horse.
wind in your hair.
The touch of a warm woman.
Or a cold one.
Or a cold one.
Necrophilia.
Yeah. Maybe she's just a mean bitch.
Dipped your hands in ice or what?
Mhm.
Dead body. You're fucking a dead body. Yeah, I'm trying to get over here with this guy over here, man. He's just staring at you.
He's in processing mode, man. Right now, there's that little hourglass that's just on the computer.
Well,
Like,
no, but I
it's
mean-
opening the file that you just asked him. You know,
This is, what are we talking here? Windows 95? You know?
that's what he's been reverted to. That's what he does to you, man.
Don't ask him too many questions. You don't want him to crash.
Yeah. We have to hit Control Alt Delete here.
No, but I mean, this
Start
is the
closing
perfect
programs and
This is
shit.
the perfect time because he's stoned.
And enlightened.
Yeah. So, if you're stoned, old wizard, what news do you bring? What does the future hold? Can you tell me this?
I don't think so. I wouldn't know.
You're just ready for the bake sale.
Yeah, he's like a dog chasing his tail right now. He's just going around in circles, man.
No. I think he's more of a, goddamn, like, I can't, like, it's really slowing everything down for him, you know?
He's in max pain mode, like super slow mo.
He's in what we would
That
call,
was a badass game, though.
we would call it bullet time. Matrix. Matrix is one of my favorite movies. If you're out there, hit me up in the comments about the Matrix. I want to hear all the philosophies about the Matrix. Bullet time. And if you're not there, then fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you're out there listening, please comment. You know, if you have a story that relates to one of ours, like if you've ever been groped by another man
Or by a mop.
or by a mop, please share.
Or by a moth.
Moth.
A moth.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were kamikaze by a moth the other day. Well, I think that's going to about wrap it up for our podcast because right now we're barely coherent and can put two thoughts together. So we're going to wrap it up.
See you.
So for all of you out there listening to our podcast, thanks for listening. You know,
Or not.
Or not. And
Hopefully not.
and keep coming back to our channel and hopefully you listen to our next podcast.
Why do you dream? Why do you dream? Oh, no. Oh, listen
There's some
to that.
coyotes out there.
Can you hear that?
It's just some dogs, man.
No, coyotes.